everyone, welcome back to your physics class. In the previous session I explained you about the graphical representation of motion, and in that two types of graphs are there. Those are distance time graph and velocity time graph. About distance time graph I had explained you in that session, and now I am going to explain you about the velocity time graph. Same as in distance time graph, in velocity time graph also, always independent quantity should be taken along the x-axis, whereas dependent quantity should be taken along the y-axis. You know that very well about this. Time is an independent quantity. It goes on, it doesn't depend on anything. That is why it is plotted along the x-axis, whereas velocity is the dependent quantity. That is why it is taken along the y-axis. Like this we have to plot the velocity time graph. Okay. And what is the use of this velocity time graph? That also you should know. Velocity time graph is used to determine the magnitude of displacement. That is nothing but distance. Velocity time graph is used to determine the magnitude of displacement. That is nothing but distance. Whereas distance time graph, it is used to determine the speed of an object. Okay. And now we are going to discuss about this velocity time graph. Just as the distance time graph consists of three cases, in the same way velocity time graph also can be employed for the following conditions. What are those conditions? I am going to say you now. So those cases are, the first case, that is when the object is exhibiting uniform velocity. Or constant velocity. This is the first case. Second case is when the object is exhibiting uniformly accelerated motion. In the third case, when the object is exhibiting non-uniformly accelerated motion. So these are the three cases in which we can draw the velocity time graph. The first case is when an object is exhibiting uniform velocity or constant velocity, and the second case when the object is exhibiting uniformly accelerated motion. And the third case is when the object is exhibiting non-uniformly accelerated motion. Okay. So these are the three cases in which we can plot the velocity time graphs. And what is the use of velocity time graph? It is used to determine the magnitude of displacement, or that is nothing but distance of an object. Okay. In first case I am going to explain you now. What is the first case? When the velocity time graph for an object with constant velocity. So you have to draw the x-axis, y-axis, and take time along the x-axis and velocity along the y-axis. Here I am considering time in hours, so we have to consider the velocity in kilometer per hour. Velocity in the sense we can't show the direction of velocity here, we can show only the magnitude of velocity. Okay. Let us consider a moving object. That is nothing but an object which is already in motion. Such object we have to consider, and we are observing it from a particular second, and I am considering that as 0. Okay, because the object is already in motion, so it should possess some velocity, isn't it? And let it be some 40 km per hour velocity, means it is traveling in 40 km per hour velocity, and at the end of first hour I had observed it is having the same velocity, means it is maintaining the same velocity. At the end of second hour also same velocity, third hour same, fourth hour same, and now I am going to join these points with a smooth line and let it be, and this is the required velocity time graph for an object which is having constant velocity or uniform velocity. Uniform velocity is nothing but the object, means its velocity shouldn't change all through its journey, like this. Okay, that is, it is traveling with same 40 km per hour. Okay, and this is the required velocity time graph. Have a glance at it. Okay, children. So, what is the nature of the graph? It is a straight line parallel to time axis. That is nothing but x-axis. Okay. And I had already said you about this, that is velocity time graph is used to determine the magnitude of displacement or distance of an object. So how can we determine it? I am going to say you now. See, here we have to consider a small area of this graph and let it be some AB. Okay, and draw two perpendiculars from B, which draw a perpendicular which is that means it should be perpendicular to the x-axis, and it meets the x-axis at a point C. Okay, and in the similar way draw a perpendicular from A to x-axis, and it should meet the x-axis at a point D. Here if you observe carefully, it is the required figure, that is ABCD. Okay, and we have to find out its area to get the displacement, that is magnitude of displacement of this object. Okay, magnitude of displacement is equal to area of ABCD figure. Okay, here it is a rectangle, so we have to use the formula of rectangle, that is use the formula to find out the area of a rectangle. We know that area of rectangle is nothing but L into B, that is length into breadth. What is this? See, 4 minus 1, that is nothing but 3 into B, it is 40. So 120 kilometers. Here it is, the unit of this is kilometers, you know that very well, isn't it? And you shouldn't forget to mention the units. Okay, and this is about the velocity time graph, and that too first case in the velocity time graph. What is that? An object moving with constant velocity. Time should be taken, that is independent quantity should be taken along x-axis and dependent quantity should be taken along the y-axis. And here I had taken these two in same system of units, that is kilometer per hour and hours. Okay, and these are the values, and this is the required graph. What is the nature of the graph? It is a straight line parallel to time axis, and already I said you, velocity time graph is used to find out the magnitude of displacement, that is nothing but distance for this object. And to find out the magnitude of displacement, we have to consider the area enclosed between this is the velocity time graph, okay, area enclosed between this velocity time graph and time axis. And this here I considered only a small portion of this graph, that is AB's, okay, and I had drawn two perpendiculars to the x-axis from those 2 points, and finally I got a closed figure, that is ABCD, and it is like a rectangle to find. So whenever we find out the area, that becomes equal to the magnitude of displacement. So area of rectangle is, we know that L into B, and this is the L value and this is the B value. So I got it, okay. And next I am going to explain you the next case in the velocity time graph, that is an object moving with uniform acceleration, okay, or an object exhibiting uniformly accelerated motion. Non-uniformly accelerated motion, okay, this is the third, sorry, uniformly accelerated motion we have to consider now. This is the second case in this velocity time graph. Time independent quantity should be taken along x-axis, whereas distance, sorry, velocity dependent quantity should be taken along the y-axis, okay, and this is the origin. I am considering it in hours, okay, whereas this in kilometer per hour. Why? Because it is velocity, okay, and same system of units we have to consider. So children, an object is at rest at 0 second, and at the end of first hour it attains some 10 km per hour, sorry, and next at the end of second hour 20 kilometers, at the end of third hour 30, at the end of fourth hour 40, fifth hour 50, means its velocity has increased. Already I said you about the acceleration. What is meant by acceleration? It is nothing but change in velocity with respect to time, isn't it? And A is equal to V minus U by T. V minus U is nothing but change in velocity. T is time, you know that very well. Acceleration is said to exist for a motion which is exhibited by a body if and only if the object should have change in velocity, whether it is increasing or decreasing, okay. So here we can observe the change in velocity from 10 to 50, okay. So that is why it is said to be accelerated motion, and that too uniformly accelerated motion. Why? Because see, here we can observe increments in equal amounts, that is 0 to 10, the difference is 10, 20 to 10 to 20 also difference is 10, 20 to 30 also difference is 10, and so on, isn't it? So that is why it is nothing but uniformly accelerated motion. And here I had marked these points, and now I am going to join those points with a smooth line, and this is the required velocity time graph. And what is the use of velocity time graph? It is used to find out the magnitude of displacement or distance of the object, okay. So how can we get the magnitude of displacement? we have to consider the area enclosed between this velocity time graph and time axis. Okay, in between these two, whatever the area is enclosed, that area gives the magnitude of that area gives the required displacement. That is nothing but magnitude of displacement or distance. Okay, and before going to find out the magnitude of displacement, we should note one point, that is nature of the graph. What is the nature of the graph? It is a straight line passing through origin. Origin is the joining of x-axis and y-axis. This is the origin. So what is the nature of the graph? It is a straight line passing through origin. Okay, and it shows the linear relationship between the velocity and time of this particular object. Okay, now I am going to find out the required magnitude of displacement. It is nothing but distance, and that is equal to see children, how can we find out the area? See, draw a perpendicular or draw a line which is parallel to y-axis. Okay, from the point A, which is see here, AB is the small portion which I considered in this velocity time graph, and in that, from one point, that is from A, we have to draw a line parallel to velocity and perpendicular to the time axis, such that it should meet the time axis at a point D. Okay, and next, draw a line parallel to y-axis, that is velocity axis, from B, and it should be perpendicular to time axis, and it should meet the time axis, that is x-axis, at the point C. Okay, and next, draw another line. It should be parallel to time axis, and it should meet the AD line at the point E. Okay, now by finding out the area of this figure, we can get the magnitude of displacement or distance. But to find out it easily, I am dividing it into two figures, and this is the first figure and this is the second figure. The first figure is the area of triangle. It is triangle, and we have to find out the area of that triangle, and should add up with the second figure. Area of, that is area of the second figure. Area of second figure, what is it? It is a square. Okay, why? Because you have to check it whether it is a square or a rectangle. How can you check it? By checking its length and breadth. See, it is 2 and 4. How, what is the value of it? 4 minus 2, that is equal to 2, isn't it? Whereas on y-axis, this side also, 10, 20. Sorry, this is the rectangle, isn't it? In this way, you too should find out. This is 10 and this is 20. Okay, so this side length is 20, whereas this side length is, it is 2. Okay, so by this it is clear that it is the rectangle. So you have to find out the area of rectangle and area of triangle, and you should add up these two so that you get the magnitude of displacement or distance. Area of triangle is nothing but half into base. What is the base? BE into height. This is the height, AE. Whatever the values are there, you can substitute those. Okay, plus area of rectangle is nothing but L into B, right? What is L? This is C, right? CD into this is BC. Okay, and you can substitute the values also. See, half into BE, what is BE? It is 2 into height, AE, 20 to 40. What is the difference between 20 and 40? 40 minus 20 is equal to 20, right? So 20 plus, and this is 20 and 2. So 2 gets cancelled. It may 20 is left over there. 20 plus 22 is 40. So 20 plus 40 is 60. And what we found here, magnitude of displacement, so it is nothing but kilometers. Okay, so have a glance. In this way we can find out the required magnitude of displacement or distance from the velocity time graph. That too, what is the case here for an object exhibiting uniformly accelerated motion. Okay, and next we are going to discuss about the third case of this velocity time graph. What is that? Velocity time graph for an object which is exhibiting non-uniformly accelerated motion. Draw the velocity time graph. See, velocity taken along y-axis, and along x-axis you have to consider time. This is 0. Non-uniformly accelerated motion means we can observe the change in velocity, but at non-uniform rate. Means here I am considering it in seconds, in this in meter per second. Okay. At 0 it was 0 only, and the object, and at the end of first second it travels some 20 meters. Means it was traveling with some 20 meter per second velocity. And next, at the end of second hour, here in non-uniformly accelerated motion, in this case we can find two. One is non-uniformly increasing and the other is non-uniformly decreasing. Here I am considering increasing. Non-uniform means, see, let it be some 20, and next 38, at the end of third second 50, 60. Okay, so like this I am joining it. I got a graph like this. It shows a non-uniform relation, that is non-linear relation between velocity and time. Okay, so this is the non-uniformly increasing case, whereas in the case of non-uniformly decreasing, I may get the graph like this: 20, 30, 50. Decreasing we have to consider, so 38, 10. Okay, it also shows non-linear relation between velocity and time. Okay, so in this way we can get the. So children, in this session I explained you the graphical representation of motion, and that too in that second case, what is that? Velocity time graph. In velocity time graph also I explained you three conditions, three cases. One is the object which is moving with constant velocity or uniform velocity. For that we got the graph like this. It is a straight line parallel to time axis. And the second case which we considered in this velocity time graph is an object exhibiting uniformly accelerated motion. For that we got the graph like this, which is a straight line passing through origin. And the third case is non-uniformly accelerated motion. In this case we got the graph with an irregular shape. Okay, so this case it shows the non-linear relation between velocity and time. So this is about the graphical representation of motion. I shall explain you the other topics in the next session.